In today's video, guys, I'm going to be showing you guys a simple winning and profitable trading strategy that you guys can use to catch big moves, literally big moves. So without further ado, let's take a look at the charts and let's get this video started. For this strategy, what we're actually going to be doing is we actually only going to be using one indicator, and we're actually going to be looking at this on the 4-hour time frame. Now, this strategy actually works on all time frame. It doesn't matter what kind of trader you are, this strategy will work on all time frames. But in today's video, we're only going to be looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, because whatever kind of trader you are, you always need to follow the overall trend. That's why we're going to be using this on the 4-hour time frame. I myself actually I trade on the 1-hour time frame, but we're going to be using this on the 4-hour time frame as our confirmation. So you use this strategy on the 4-hour time frame, then you can go to your time frame and then you can take your trades on your time frame, maybe the 15-minute, 5-minute, 30 minutes, 1-hour time frame, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to show you guys this strategy using the 4-hour time frame, and I really want you guys to watch this video to the end, because I really promise you guys that if you watch this video to the end and you master it, even if you have to keep watching it over and over again, just do that, because this strategy that I'm about to show you guys is actually very powerful. So now let's get into today's video. Now what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using just one indicator, like I told you guys earlier. So what I want you guys to do, once you get to your chart, just go here to indicators and then you search for daily open. You search for daily open. Now once you find daily open, you just add it onto your chart. Once you're done, you exit and then you go here to settings. You go to settings. What I need you guys to do is to just leave the color as it is, but I want you guys to click on the two colors and then change the thickness to the second one. You do that for both of them, and then once you're done, you click on OK. Now I'm going to add it onto my chart. Now as you guys can see, is here on my chart. Now what we're going to be doing before we take any trades at all, we need to understand your support and resistance, which is market structure. That's why using this strategy is very powerful. With this daily open indicator, you actually don't even need to go to the daily time frame at all, because this indicator right here will let you know when the daily candle opens. That's what this indicator is for. Now I'm going to be showing you guys this buy, this sell, and I'm going to be explaining what I'm looking at for GBP USD, because we can see here that GBP USD actually closed bearish. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you guys if I'm going to be looking for buys or if I'm going to be looking for sells when market opens. So now here for this buy here, we can see that we had a zone here. So we had a support here. This was our support zone here, and we also have a support here that turned resistance. So we can see that here support became resistance. Now that you've identified your support and resistance zones, now what you can do is, obviously you have to wait for price to break above your resistance zone. Now once price breaks above your resistance zone, now it's time for you to actually wait for the daily open, and this indicator right here is going to tell you when to get in your trade. Now here obviously we can see that price is above the resistance zone. Now what we're waiting for is we need to see a green line, which signifies this daily open indicator right here. Even though we have this red This is why it's important to use this strategy with market structure, support and resistance, supply and demand, whatever you want to call it. Now we have this red line here for the daily open indicator, but we're not going to get in the sell because the red line indicates a sell and the green line indicates a buy. But in this case, we're not going to get in the sell because price is above our resistance zone, because price actually broke structure. So we only looking to take what? We're looking to take buys. So now once we have this daily open green line here, now we're gonna take a buy position. So we'll have a buy position here. This is how you guys can catch big moves with this strategy. Now we have that right there. You can then have your stop loss right below the previous resistance right there. And for your take profit, we always trade from zones to zones. You need to understand that we're trading from zones to zones. Now, if you want to have multiple take profits, now I'll have my TP1 here. I got a TP1 there. I have another TP here. Then I'll have another TP here. And if you need more take profit, then I'll have a take profit right here as well. Right there. And as you guys can see, if you take a look at this position here, this trade actually was, let's see, this trade was for 340 pips. You can literally ride this trade to the moon using this daily open indicator and combining it with market structure, which is support and resistance, or supply and demand, whatever you want to call it. It's a very, very simple strategy. As long as you understand how to find your support and resistance zone, you can then use this strategy to literally crush the market. Now, looking at this, now, even though we have our final take profit up here, what you can do, what I like to do is, once I get in a trade, once my trade hits my first take profit, I'm moving my stop loss to entry price. And then from there, I'm going to keep trailing my stop loss until the trade finally takes me out. And how you trail your stop loss, this is exactly how you trail your stop loss. Since I'm in a buy position, so every single time price creates a low, I'm going to trail my stop loss. I'm going to move my stop loss to that position. Now I had my entry here, so price kept on going, price created a high here, and then it created a low. So I'm going to move I would have moved my stop loss right here. Actually, I'm going to use the trend line. So I'm going to have my stop loss, new stop loss will be right here. And then once I moved my stop loss, I'm actually in a risk-free trade. Even if market comes down and takes me out, I still want that trade. But in this case, we see that price didn't actually stop us out. Now price bounced off our low. My stop loss is already here because price created a low. I have my new stop loss here. Price then created a new high here, then created a low here. Then I'll have my new stop loss right here. I'll have my new stop loss right over there. So my new stop loss will just be right here. I'll have my new stop loss somewhere over here, and then price created a new high, came over here, created a new low. Then I'll have my new stop loss will be right here. Just keep going like that. This is exactly how you trail your stop loss, and until price actually comes back down and stop you out of the market. So guys, this is exactly how you use this strategy to take a buy position. You guys can see that this is actually a powerful strategy. Now, just because we're on the 4-hour time frame doesn't mean you can have your entry on the lower time frame. You can actually just look at the 4-hour time frame, look at what's going on, mark up your zones, and then your entry will be on whatever time frame you guys trade on. So now that's how you guys use it to take a buy position. Now let's look for a sell position. I'm going to delete all this so we can see everything clearly and just start afresh. Now if we take a look at this sell here, Now, when you have your zones marked out already, so if I mark this high here, now I can't get in this sell from right here because I don't know, I'm not sure, because I can't really tell what happened on the left hand side until I do this. I just have to drag this all the way here. Now I need confirmations to make me be sure that this right here actually became a supply zone. And here I have my confirmation. We can see that here to the left hand side, resistance became support over here. Then over here it became resistance right here, or you can say supply. This became our supply zone, whatever you want to call it. So therefore, now since we have this as our supply zone, so what I'm waiting for is I need to see a red line for the daily open indicator, and we have that red line here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this 4-hour candle to close. Then I'll have my entry. My entry will be at this candle right here, right below the daily open line, and I'll have my stop loss right below, right above my previous zone, my zone right there. And for me to have my take profit target here, what do you guys think I'm gonna do? I just have to look to the left hand side here, and guess what? I'll have my TP here because we have a zone here, resistance. I'll have another zone here. Then I'll have, this is how you have your look for your take profit zones, guys. Another zone here. Then I'll have another zone right over here. And if we look at this trade, before we had before we had the trend change, this was for 313 pips. You could have caught you 313 pips. Now this is going to be your potential take profit, because it's not guaranteed, because some of you watching this video, you're only looking to get 20, 30, 50 pips. So using a strategy like this, it just gives you more room to be able to catch big moves. You can still get your 20 pips or 50 pips, but you can always leave a runner. In this case, all we're doing is we're just leaving a runner. We can see that for this buy, and we can see the same thing here for this sell. And then once you have all this confirmation, you can go to your main time frame, which is the 1 hour, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, or the 5 minute time frame, and just ride the trade to the moon. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 take profit here. You get your 20 pips, you take partial profit, and then you just leave a runner. You still got your 20 pips regardless of what happened. So why not just always leave a runner? This is exactly what I do. This is how I be catching big moves, using the 4-hour time frame for my confirmations. Now we can see that this was a winner. This is exactly how you guys use this strategy to take a sell position. Now let's look for one more. We're going to take a look at this bar here. Now if we look at this trend change here, now obviously you would have had your zones marked out already. So for me, if we mark this zone here, because price created a support zone here, now we can drag this all the way here. Let's see what we have. Perfect. This is a beautiful setup. Now look at what price did. Remember guys, for this buy position, what did price do now? Price came back to this previous support zone here that became resistance, and then what did price do? Price came back here and then created a support zone here. Now we have a demand zone here to the right hand side. Now guess what? Now you can wait to see a green line for the daily open, and then you can get in a buy position. Or if you're scared, because some of you might be scared, what you can do is you wait for price to now break this support zone here, that price actually created. If you're looking for more confirmation, even though for me, I would actually have got in right there, right down here, I would have got in right here. Now, if you want to get in up here, because support now became a resistance right here, as you guys can see, support became resistance over here. Now I will have my buy position right here, because I can see the green line for the daily open now, and price is above my resistance zone, and then I'll have my stop loss right below this zone here. And guess what? I'll have TP. I'll have my first TP right here, TP right there. I'll have another TP here, have another TP here, and then I'll have my final TP up here. But in this case, we can see that price did not actually get to our final, destination, and this was like, this is going to be for 278 pips, almost 300 pips. Now, but before the market closed, you would have won this trade for about, let's see how many pips this was. So we're looking at 150 pips right here. You would have won 150 pips right here for this trade. Now, I just decided to do this for you guys, so you guys will actually see that you can actually use this strategy and kill it, as long as you use it with market structure. Now, I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at for next week for GBP USD. Now we can see that now price, we have a support zone here, because price just couldn't break this zone here. This is a demand zone here, support turn demand zone right here, as you guys can see, and price created a resistance zone right here. So now we have a support and a resistance zone. Now what I'm looking for next week, even though we still in a downtrend, we have, this is an inner trend line, and we also have a outer trend line right here. So looking at this inner trend line is telling me I should only be looking for buys. So come next week, I'm only looking for buys, because price could actually reject this trend line and then go back up. But if price breaks this zone here, then I'm definitely going to be looking to take sells. And because also price might, if price breaks this support zone here, I also have to watch out for this trend line. So watch out for this trend line, wait for a retest, and then I'm going to get in my position. Plus I have this daily open to let me know when I can get in. So guys, I don't just look at indicators only. I always use market structure combined with indicators like this before I take my positions, and you guys can definitely do the same. Now let's say price eventually breaks this zone here, and then we take a buy position. We also have a green line for the daily open for more confirmations, and then guess what, my take profit is going to be up here, because we have a zone here. And if that happens, then we'll be looking at almost we'll be looking at 70 pips right here for just this one take profit. Guess what, if I'm only looking for 50 pips, I can always then move my stop loss to entry and just fill my stop loss from there. So guys, this is exactly how you guys use this strategy. I hope you guys found value in this video. If you found value in this video, give this video a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and turn on the bell notification so you guys don't miss any of my future videos. And if you guys want access to my trading community on Discord, the link is going to be down below in the description. I'll see you guys in my next video. God bless you all. Peace and love.